Hello and welcome back to my bee garden. It's late May 2017 and it's a beautiful day. It's a fantastic time of year. It's my favourite time of year, I have to say. And we're going to have a quick tour around, see how the flowers and bees and everything else are coming along. Let's kick off with lupins. Look at those. I love a lupin. They're just so pretty. What else have we got? Just look down here. This is a giant poppy, and inside there's a bee busy collecting pollen. It looks like a buff-tailed bumblebee, and that buzzing she's making, if I just shut up for a second. Yeah, she stopped. Oh well, hopefully you heard it. She's deliberately buzzing herself, buzzing her flight muscles to shake the pollen off the flower so that she can collect it. It's called buzz pollination. I've left most of the garden as kind of orchard and long grass. It's not spectacularly diverse yet, but I keep planting in wildflowers and hope eventually to have a really nice meadow here. But it's great for grasshoppers and crickets. In late summer we have Rosel's bush crickets in here, which is a really quite rare, beautiful insect. Comes in and sings away, so I must be doing something right. One plant that does seem to be thriving is this speedwell, which is a beautiful native wildflower, which is just rambling amongst the grasses. Fantastic. Get some of the smaller bees in it as well. And comfrey. Oh, that was a southern cuckoo, but I've just frightened it off. And lots of other bees. I've got loads of comfrey in the garden. It is really one of the best. The best plants you can possibly grow to attract bumblebees. There's millions on here. Tree bumblebees, early bumblebees. What else have we got? Some whitetails. Ooh, that's not a bee, but that's quite cool. Look at this rather handsome shield bug down here. See if we can get it in focus. Oh, not looking very happy. I'm frightening it. Beautiful little thing. There we go. This is my biggest comfrey patch. There's probably about 200 bees on here right now, various sorts. It's fantastic for making liquid manure as well. You just chop it down, chuck it in a barrel with some water and let it all fester for a bit. And before you know it, you've got really good liquid fertiliser to pour on your tomatoes or whatever. Grows back very quickly too. Lots of fruit coming on my apple trees. I've got about 45 different varieties of apple tree here. This is Katie, which is a dual purpose eating dessert and cider apple. I'm not going to be able to make much cider off it this year because I'm probably only going to get about 20 apples. It's a 2-year-old tree, but give it 3 or 4 more years and I'm looking forward to a few gallons of cider. This is the organic veggie patch, produces tons of food, got all sorts in here, and a few flowers as well to make sure everything gets pollinated. No shortage of bees around here, but it never does any harm. So this is Borage, which is fantastic stuff. Loads of like honeybees and a range of bumbles on here, and the mason bees. You can sprinkle the petals in salads as well if you want a bit of added colour. Don't taste too much, but they look good. This gigantic plant, it's taller than me, you might struggle to recognise straight away. There's some kind of andrina, one of the larger ones, busy collecting pollen. But if I just scan back out, any idea what we're looking at? Well, this is actually, I do apologise for the turkeys in the background, This is actually parsnip. It's last year's parsnips, so I grew so many we didn't need them all, and so I left some to flower, and they're pretty damned impressive. I think I might just grow them for the bees in future. The rock rose here is looking very pretty, but it's not a fantastic bee plant. Get a few things on it, but compared to the geraniums, it's hopeless. Look at these proper geraniums as opposed to pelargoniums. They're covered in tree bumblebees, early bumblebees. There's a common carder buzzing around my head. Oh, and there's a little solitary. Can't tell what he is from here. I'm afraid my eyes aren't up to it. More geraniums, but that's not why I stopped here. Look who we have. Oh yes, Mr. Turkey, the Bourbon Red, organically reared, rather handsome turkey. I'm afraid we ate his brothers for Christmas, but he's the lucky one, and he's got 3 girls with him, somewhere dotted around the garden, and a few hens. Let's see what we can see. Oh, there we go. So we've got some light Sussex hens. Here's one of his girls. Busy laying eggs at the moment, this lot. We've had lots of turkey eggs the last few days. Oh, there's somebody else over there. Hey mate, give us your song. Let's talk turkey. Oh, yes, to order. Go on. I don't want to see your bottom. Turn around. Mr. Turkey. That's really not your best side, if I might say. And over here behind, go on out the way, big boy. In the pen, oh, we have lots of chicks that we've hatched. Dogs desperate to eat them. These are light Sussex and turkey poults. We also have some guinea pigs living here. In with the chickens. They all seem to get along very well. That's Speedy Pig. And there's Ginger Pig. Come on, Ginger. A few leaves for you. Go on. Go on. You can do it. Here we have the girls. You have to get separate from those boys because if they get together, you end up with those little chaps. Rather handsome and beautiful though they are. Baby guinea pigs. We've got 7 of the little blighters at the moment. Very cute. Go on out. They're about a week old at the moment. Born fully furred and ready to go. Guinea pigs do make rather good pets, I have to say. All nibbling away. Munchy munchy. Back to the bees. Let's have a look in the fruit cage. Where my strawberries are still flowering, but there's lots of green strawberries coming on. If we look down here, give it a couple of weeks, we're going to have some lovely strawberries. And look how many we've got. But also, this is a thornless blackberry that flowers and fruits earlier than wild blackberries. And it's very busy being pollinated by bees at the moment. Thank you, girls. They absolutely love blackberry. And over the back we've got gooseberries, red currants, black currants. Most of the currants are finished flowering now. They were all pollinated back in April, mainly by tawny mining bees actually. And we've got blueberries, we've got loganberries, honeyberries, boysenberries, every damn kind of berry you can think of, but boy they're tasty. Here's the bee totem pole. This is a giant pole I stuck in the ground. Look, it's about 12 feet tall, full of holes for mason bees, and you can see loads of them have been filled up. So These are holes that I drilled out, which are now plugged full of mud, but behind that mud there are a whole line of baby bees. Mostly there'll be red mason bees, osmia. Oh, there's one trying to land on my hand at this minute, buzzing around my head. There she goes, just gone in a... and there's a boy chasing around, trying to find someone to mate with. I've also down here put up some extra accommodation in old drain pipe tubes, and you can see that a whole load of these have been filled as well. So next year we're going to have a whopping mason bee population. Oh, there's a girl just going in. There she goes. In a minute I'll take you to... we've got some nests with viewing doors on the side so you can see what happens inside. This is an American design of Bumblebee Hotel, made by the Bees Waggle in Colorado. And on the front there, look at that. She's posing beautifully. That's a female osmia, female red mason bee. Just seems to be trying to drink something from the wood. You can see her mandibles going and her tongue sticking out. Not quite sure what she's up to. Having a bit of a rest, because inside, just pan back a bit. Oh, there's another one coming in. Frightened her away. Sorry, girl. Let me just show you what we'll see when we go inside. So look at that. So these are the cells inside the nest. The yellow bits are pollen, obviously, and the rest of it is mud that they use to make little centimetre long cells. Each one will have an egg. It'll hopefully develop over the next few months and hatch as another bee, or a whole series of bees, of course. Next spring they tend to put the female eggs at the bottom, and usually they give them a bit more pollen because the females are bigger, and the male eggs will be up here because the males come out first, and obviously whoever's nearest the entrance are the ones that can get out first. This is red campion, which is another wildflower that I rather like, and as well as bumblebees you get a range of little solitaries on here. There's another one buzzing around. Rhododendrons. Not everyone's cup of tea, but they're definitely your cup of tea if you're a bee. That looks like, I can't quite see, another cuckoo in there, male cuckoo bee. Can't quite see which one from here. And foxgloves, of course. Lovely plants, statuesque, and loved by long-tongued bumblebees, like the garden bumblebee and the common carder. This is plume thistle, Cirsium rivulare, which bees really like. And just down here there's a forest cuckoo bumblebee, a male, busy having a nice drink of nectar. Really nice ornamental plant, that's a bit unusual. There's another forest cuckoo bumblebee, male, on scabious. It's a lovely flower. I adore scabiouses. This one's catmint, absolutely covered in bees. They love it. And down here we've got a lavender. So this is Spanish lavender, top knot lavender, which actually isn't as good for bees as French lavender, but they still seem to quite like it. Yellow flag iris growing in the pond, with damselflies and weevils and bees and all sorts of other stuff on it. Lots of common red damselflies, but just too far away for me to film without falling in the pond. So there, in the middle of the shot, if I can get in close enough, you might just about see a mating pair of red damselflies. So the male's at the front, and he grabs the female by the back of the neck with his genitalia, which is a clever trick if you can do it, and then he hangs on to her for days. They mate, which is a complicated business. And then he hangs on to her to stop her mating with anybody else, to ensure that he's the dad. This is bushvetch, which is a wildflower that grows all over my garden with lots of encouragement from me, and for some reason common carders, like this one here, absolutely love it. I've got hundreds of them on here at the moment. You can hear them all buzzing around. So that's it from me for this time. Join me again next month and we'll have another squiz around, see what we can see. Bye.